Well, over the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you how to maximize your use of the 526 tracking system, the booklet. Rob and I developed this because we looked at the proper way to build a strong foundation for your Ambit Energy business, and that was by building 526 teams. So I think you'll start to see it as we dig into the book a little bit more, how powerful this can be to build that foundation. So the first page of the booklet, of course, each booklet, by the way, is designed for one person to be the main person. That's this page one. And you'll notice the difference when we go to the second page. But in this case, I'm going to use myself as the primary holder of this one booklet. Now, this could be your name there, or it could be a personally sponsored person that you brought in the business, and you're going to track his 526 teams through his booklet. Okay, but in this case, I use my name there, and what I want to do is want to put the basic information that pertain to myself. So my start date is up there. I put my consultant ID number in there. I put the 28-day countdown clock. That's from 6/11 to 7/9. That's what I need to make sure I gather my customers in that period of time so I don't lose any of the bonuses. I also put up my handle. Again, why do we do that? It's because that way you know at all times in your booklet what any of the people in your RC team's handle is. So you can refer a customer to it, or if you sponsor a person for them and that you go out there and you meet with one of their people, you don't have to fumble around. You just pull out the booklet and you've got their name in there. You put your phone number in place because you may not know what your own phone number is. But in this case, I put everything there to have everything together. I put in my why. On the right-hand side, you put in I want to spend more time with my family and provide for them financially. Again, this can be an abbreviated version of your why. You just want to have some idea visually of what that is. You also want to put in there when you want to promote to RC buy. In this case, I put in November 2010. So the first thing you do, of course, is go out and find yourself a couple loyal customers. There's no one more loyal than yourself. So I went ahead and I signed up our lake house, our camp. And then I went in there and signed our warehouse. And then I signed in a good friend of mine, Gary. By doing so, I triggered the first Jumpstart bonus. 2 for your website, 3 additional households triggered that first bonus. So essentially, I'm able to mark off the number 5. See a little box there? I went ahead and marked that off because I completed that first part of the steps. That's to have 5 points. Then I went out there and I personally sponsored Tommy. And with Tommy, I helped him get all of his customers. And then I went back because I knew that I had a 28-day clock. I want to get all my customers out of the way. So I went in there and brought in more friends, family, clients, triggered the second Jumpstart promo bonus in place, and then put in the rest of my clients to fill out this sheet. Again, this isn't where you stop. You can keep adding customers all you want to, but for the sake of this booklet, that was plenty, because all that did is it showed that you filled out everything in there. You've got a total of 12 points. You've got 10 customers in play. Okay, now back to Tommy. So Tommy, we went out there and we worked with Tommy's person and we sponsored this guy named Adam. And we helped Adam go ahead and get all of his customers. And if you notice there, that black bar came next to Adam's name, I'll back it up. That one there ties lineage-wise up to the slot 1, which was Tommy. So when I mark out that, I know that he's connected to that. And the reason being is that any of these people in those bottom 4 areas can come from different slots. Again, all you're looking for is yourself, 2 personally sponsored, and a total of 6 in your team. So it just enables you to know where those other 4 came from, or those other 4 other than the 2 personally sponsored people come from. But with Adam, we went out there and we worked with Adam, and he personally sponsored Matt. We helped Matt get all his customers, and again, we marked out the number 1 box because it goes right up to the lineage of Tommy. Then I went out there and personally sponsored Jody. Helped Jody get all of her customers, and by doing so, if you notice, I crossed off the box underneath the 2. That means we have 5. I have the 5 customers. We have the 2 personally sponsored people, and now we go out there with Jody, and she sponsored Brian. So I helped Brian get all of his customers, and because Brian is in a number 2 position, if you notice where Jody off to the left of her name, it's number 2. The number 2 position, we crossed out that box. Again, that's just the lineage. I just like to know who's connected to who. And then Brian brought in Maurice, and because Maurice is part of Brian's line, which goes to Jody, we did the block number 2. We got all of his customers in place. Now what that's done here is it's created the 5, 2, 6. We completed this one page at 9/9/2010, which means that I became an RC on that day. And I became an RC because I completed 5, 2, and 6. Now what you'll see is the real power is as we go in to the second page, I want you to follow Tommy H. and Jody, because those are the personally sponsored people that I brought in. But all these people now on this front page, in page 1, those people are going to be tracked throughout this entire booklet. Not all of the new people they bring in will be tracked, but these 6 will be tracked right up until they become RCs themselves. So in this case, we're going to bring up Tommy H. And Tommy started at 6/24, his consultant ID, 28 days for his countdown clock, and his handle, tommyh.joinambit.com. If I'm on the phone for him, talking to a potential customer or a consultant for him, I don't have to hesitate or fumble around trying to find out what his website address is. I know from this booklet, it's tommyh.energy526.com or tommyh.joinambit.com for customers. I have his phone number right there. Again, if I need to call him, I've got information in the booklet at all times. I want to know what his why is: control his own destiny and fire my boss. He wants to promote to RC by November 2010. I helped him get all of his customers. So what we ended up doing is you were able to block off underneath the 5. You crossed it off. You completed that part for him of his 526. Then what we want to do is we want to sit down and we want to talk about the fast track meeting. We want to go over his written list, and I want to have a copy of it. We want to go and show them how to use Power Zone. You don't have to show them how to use everything, but there's a few key areas that you should show them how to use. A business launch and a date. That means that when they started up, when they signed up, we want to say, okay, when can you get some people together? So I can come out and I can present. All I want you to do is invite people. I don't want you to explain the business. I want you to invite them, and I will explain the business to them. And by doing that, we set up a date. In this case, it was June 30th. I want him to create a vision board. What is it about this business that he hopes that Ambit will provide to him? A vision board will do that. Attend a team meeting at St. John Fisher College. Once a month, we do a team meeting at St. John Fisher College for all new MCs. And RCs, NSCs, and ECs, and if an NC wants to show it. But we do that to teach people how to utilize not only the system, but also to understand the basics of building their business. I want to make sure they've been on a webinar training at ambittraining.net. Again, we do 6 online trainings a week. I also want to verify they're on it, because when I go log into that webinar training, I can see if they're online. And I won't check off this box till I make sure they've been online. I want them to have seen it. I also want them to have been on a team conference call, been on the customer gathering calls that are Tuesday night. Explore the ecfactory.com, where we have forms, we have videos, we have information provided by the leadership of the EC Factory will help you build your business. I also want them to explore the topambitleaders.com, because top Ambit leaders will enable them to see Brian McClure, the #1 money earner in all of Ambit. And he has information there, again, that he willingly shares with all of us to build that business. And if there's an EC Factory training or rally, we want them to be able to attend that. Usually there's one about once a month in different parts of the territory. So if they go to one of those, they'll have the chance to listen to the leadership and also to just have some new insight on different ways to build your business. And of course, attend Ambition. When they do that, I'll be able to plug that in. But for now, we went up there with Tommy and we brought him Adam. Okay, Adam, we helped get all of his customers. Adam personally sponsored Matt. Matt, again, lineage-wise, goes up to #1. We helped him get all of his customers. Matt brought in Vinny. Okay, notice we even though it's side by side to it, we marked out the #1 spot, because the lineage goes right back up to Adam, which goes directly to Tommy. Got all of their customers, and then we brought in Anthony. Matt personally sponsored Anthony. Lineage again goes #1, goes up there. Again, it doesn't matter who sponsors who in those 4 slot areas. You just need to make sure that all of them are connected back to Tommy. We get all those customers in place. They brought in the 4th person, Vince Alonsi, which came from Vinny Ray, the person above him. So what we've done is we've put the mark in. If you notice, all of these are associated or connected to Adam. No one on the slot 2 has come into the business yet. So as it stands right now, he's got a total of 5 people. He's got the customers, but he doesn't have enough to promote to RC. So he goes out there and he sponsored one last person, and that was Ann. And he helped Ann go ahead and get all of his customers. And what it did is enabled him to fill out his entire sheet necessary to promote himself to regional consultant. He's got his 5 customers. He's got his 2 personally sponsored people now. He has Adam and Ann. And then underneath Adam, 4 people came in, which create a total of 6 within his team. So he has his 5, 2, 6, and because of that, he's completed it and he's become a regional consultant. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about 2 other things as we go through this. The other personally sponsored person that I had was Jody. So again, this is the 4th page in the booklet. So you flip it open, and I see Jody on the very top. Again, you see the pattern. Same exact information on top. Start date, consultant, 28 days, handle, whole bit, their why, and promote by. So all that information is available for that second personally sponsored person. Jody went ahead and sponsored Evan and Brian. They brought in Jason, Nick, Dino, and Racine. They got all their customers. And because they did that, she becomes a regional consultant. Again, this is an abbreviated version of what I did and showed you with Tommy. But the reality of it is that that's how this booklet works. You track the first 2 personally sponsored people that way. And now the 3rd person that came in the team was sponsored by Tommy is Adam. And I put Adam in here. And again, this is his team. This is the ones that he brought in. And we track all of this. And he becomes a regional consultant when he completes that. But again, all the information for him is available on that one sheet and team. And then the next page, we track Brian. Brian was personally sponsored by Jody, who was personally sponsored by me. This team he put together, he's got his 2 personally sponsored and his total of 4, total of 6 in his team. So he filled out the 526 and he became a regional consultant. Same with Matt. Again, the same thing. All his information in one place. His whys, his getting started right, all that information there for each of those people in the original team in one booklet. He brought in Vinny Rea and Anthony. He brought in those 2 personally sponsored. Between those 2, they brought in a total of 4 more people, which ended up promoting him to regional consultant. Same thing for Mo. Mo ended up bringing in Ira and Lex. Because of that, they brought in a total of 6 in their entire team. He became a regional consultant. Notice again, all the information for all these people are there. And the big key is this. We're going to go back to the first page. If you notice, this was the booklet I started out with. This was my booklet. There was Tommy, there was Jody, there was Adam, there was Brian, there was Matt, and there was Maurice. All 6 of those people now have been tracked in this booklet. I know there were other names associated with Mo and Matt and Brian, but it didn't matter because the way the booklet is set up was we're looking at those people that helped that person promote, in this case me, promote to regional consultant. We want to make sure that they have the opportunity to promote as well. I became a regional consultant because of this group of people. Now what's happened is this. Tommy became a regional, Jody became a regional, Adam became a regional, Matt became a regional, Brian became a regional, and Mo became a regional. Because all 6 people who joined the team and made me a regional consultant have also made it to the regional consultant position. No one's left behind, and 1 Get to RC booklet equals 7 RCs. That's why this is so powerful, because it enables me to track that team that helped me get to regional consultant. And then, again, if you just duplicate this, if I turned out right now and I went to Mo on the bottom right and I started a new booklet for Mo, I would have his personally sponsored 2 people in there, and then we'd track that team of 6 that got him to regional consultant, and then we'd go down and make sure that those additional people, those other 6 people, that they also achieved the same success that he had. That's the power in this booklet. Okay, that's it in a nutshell. Hopefully it's understandable. If you have any questions, you can always email me to dave@localenergy911.com.